Doma Sports Talk Worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed, baby. Now, listen, I got some really wow news, wow. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if that's a good wow or a bad wow, but just wow nonetheless. Right? But I'm going to lead off with a legendary promoter, one of the most legendary we got, Bob Arum, right? Been around for a while. Man's over 90 years old. And I'm going to make sure I lead with that. He's over 90 years old and he gets high. So, hey, you can take with a grain of salt, but he does have experience. And when he says something, you pretty much listen, even though he's over 90 and he gets high. You know what I'm saying? But his latest thing is extremely interesting, right? It's just interesting. I'm just going to go with interesting right now. Y'all going to tell me later what y'all think. He says, for most of his career, he just thought Muhammad Ali was the greatest of all time. And we got to remember, he's old enough to remember Cassius Clay, before Muhammad Ali changed his name, before Muhammad Ali went to jail and some of his best years. That Muhammad Ali that was floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee, for real, young boy, who was different, throwing more punches, faster than the heavyweights, moving better than heavyweights, throwing combinations from the angles better than any heavyweight before his time, right? So it was something different, something to behold. So he saw that and talking smack too, and was purdy. You know what I'm saying? So he saw all that. So for him, was Muhammad Ali is the greatest. And, I don't think he even meant what Ali did outside of the ring. Like most other people, when you ask who's the best heavyweight fighter of all time, they start talking about what Ali did outside of the ring. If you count that, then he's the greatest, period. For black people, period. It ain't, nobody come close to that. But when you're just talking about inside the ring, I have a couple of people that I would put up there with him, right? But, yeah, be that as it may, he was Bob Arum's greatest of all time. Bob Arum has changed his opinion now. He got a new one. And he says that little young dude from Japan, bro, Naoya Inoue, what they call him, the monster. He says the monster is the best he's ever seen. And he's seen a lot of people. Now, I know about 5-6 years ago, that was Lomachenko. That was the best he ever seen then. But now it's the monster Inoue. Is the best he's ever seen. And that's huge. It's even wild if you're over 90 and get high. It's still wild. Because there's a lot of people we could just name. You know what I'm saying? We could just name. Because, when you're talking monster Inoue, you're talking about them small weight classes where it's a different weight division every 3 pounds, guys. 112, 115, 118, you get it? Then maybe 4 up to 122. But, it's those little divisions, you can just eat a steak and be in a different weight division. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. And there's not that many awesome fighters of those weight divisions. It ain't like it's, whoa, man, you're going to go through the, 5 of the top 10 down there. That's pretty much not going to happen. But still, the monster is awesome, guys. He's got some separation in most of his fights. But I will say this. He's been knocked down on several occasions. I can remember one right now. He's been knocked down. And he was in a barn burner of a fight with an old barn burner of a fight. What I mean by barn burner is barely winning, getting your eye socket broke. You know what I mean? But, like my man, the GOAT, Lennox Lewis, he came back and avenged that loss. So he is the monster. We're going to give him that credit. But the best fighter you've ever seen, that's, who Bob Arum has seen? He's seen Marvelous Margaret Hagler. He's seen Sugar Ray Leonard. He's seen Roberto Duran. I'm just mentioning them same in that little area. He's seen Thomas the Hitman Hearns. Those 4 kings, all of them were good, right? In their own right. Been number 1 pound for pound. I think all 4 of those are number 1 pound for pound before. You seen an Aaron Pryor, right? You know what He's seen Sugar Ray Robinson, right? Damn, seen a Mike Tyson. For those who think Mike Tyson's up there, he's seen a Lennox Lewis, but he's seen a Roy Jones Jr., right? He's seen a Felix Trinidad, right? And I'm gonna say it again, he's seen a Roy Jones Jr., just so you make sure you get that, right? I'm just, naming off a few off the top of the head, right? You know what I'm saying? Oh, excuse me, Terrence Crawford, you've seen him up close, right? And what he's doing to people. Whoa, that's pretty hard. And you guys are obviously I'm gonna say Floyd Mayweather, but I just think it's a disdain for Floyd Mayweather that you're gonna try to ignore. Floyd Mayweather obviously is way better defensively, like extremely better defensively. Like it's not, like two different galaxies defensively, and then offensively, we're gonna give it to Inoue, but barely, because Floyd Mayweather before he was Money Mayweather, offensively, ask Gatti, I was gonna say Gatti and your boy, the guys that passed away. So I'm not gonna do that. But those guys, the Mayweather beat were ridiculous. So to say Inoue, who's someone who's been in a couple of close fights already, I don't know about the best ever, but it's his opinion, and I don't know if is he promoting Inoue right now? I'm not sure. But at the end of the day, I just thought that was wild, because Inoue is good. I think he's good too, no doubt about it. I don't even have him in my top 3 pound for pound. I got Inoue in my top 5, but I got Usyk, Crawford, Bivol. And then we could discuss, I think Beterbiev is 4th, right? Then Inoue, right? That's how I would go. But Inoue's awesome. He's 1 or 2 more things, than Inoue, because he can only beat who's there. But I just think that's really, really weird, and it's definitely worthy of a wow that Monster Inoue is the best fighter, the greatest of all time, right? Of all time. Joe Louis, go way back. Of all time. Salvador Sanchez. Just names pop up. I'm like, damn, you seriously? And did I mention Lennox Lewis again? I know he's a heavyweight, say pound for pound, but damn it, Lennox Lewis. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I want your opinion on this one. Is Monster Inoue like the best of all time, or was Bob Arum high, or just old? Y'all answer that one, all right? Doma Sports Talk Worldwide, and we are out of here.